Welcome back, my Sneepsters. It's your host, Sneeby Fallon here, and we are back for another day of Settlers of Catan reviews. We went like 1 for 4 in our last 4 games, so we basically gained like 10 places, but I think we can make it to the top 100 with another push, maybe, or two, like maybe like later this week. And then maybe we can get into the, a little higher in the top 100 before the season ends in 15 days. Let's get into this review. So the first thing you're going to notice on this board, much like my last game, is that the ore and the wheat are paired, but the ore is low. And the other thing is the brick is low. So given the fact that the ore is low, we have second here. And first, who's Shady's back. I've played this guy before. He's a good player. I think he's in... Okay, he was in the top 100. Yeah, me and this guy have history. We've played a couple games together, and I think the last game I maybe plowed him, or I don't know, there was lots of robs or something like that, but we chatted after the game, and it wasn't like hostile, but yeah. Anyway, we have history. And so on this board second, I'm thinking like, how do I get an advantage here? I think, like, I want to take one of the rare resources, right? Like, this brick's kind of rare, but also there's, like, multiple spots for it. And, this 10 could be good because the only other brick roll is the 3. Obviously, I'm looking at this 6-4-11 because... This 6-4-11 because the ore is so low, and I'm wondering, like, what do I get on the way back? And the problem is I might get, like, some of this weed or something, but I don't think that I actually do get the brick. So at this point, I'm kind of thinking there's 5 spots. 5-10-9, 6-4-11, 6-3-11, 6-4-3, and either 5-10-8, but probably more likely is the 5-3-8 with like the starting road to the 3-1 or something is what I'm thinking here. So I'm thinking, how do I get an advantage? And I decide that it's a little weird, but I think, man, I kind of want I want this brick. And so I decide to do this. And what I'm thinking here is that, I'm gonna get the wheat port. This 5-4-11 is always an out for me. I can go here. I can get on these coordinated 10s. I can stop this 6-3-11 player from getting here. This 6-3-11 is also good for me. If I can just start with this. So now I'm thinking it's going to go 6-4-3 next from third, right? Because this 6-4-3 has 3 good outs. 1, 5-8-10, 6-3-11, and 6-4-3. And then I think, after this 6-4-3 happens, it's probably going to go maybe something like, 8-5-10, 9-4-11 here. And this is why I chose this, is because I'm thinking this 5-9-2 might be open. Red might take it, but then at least if Red's taking this, I'm getting this 5-10. Which is good for me, because it gives me the sheep. Now I've got everything I need to build, and, I should get on some wood here, right? So that's kind of my thought process here. And that's not exactly what happens. Third takes this, which, I don't know, guys. I think maybe the 6-4-3 or the 6-4-11 could have been better there. And then, obviously, fourth does this, because you just have all 5, you have the coordinated 4s. It's a pretty good setup. Blue does this, which I thought after blue took this third that they were thinking they're gonna go 9-4-2 to the 5-2 to the 6-2. Also, I don't know why blue isn't pointing their road right here. Anyway, blue takes this instead, which I don't know. And so now I'm thinking, well, I don't really want to just take, like, this spot. I think if I take this spot, I'm giving red this starting road here, because I think red would play 4 city longest road in that situation. Um, and I'm also thinking here, like, isn't red probably taking, like, 8-10 to 9-10 or something of the sort? I'm also thinking, like, maybe I can get to this 9-10 if red takes 9-4-11, which is also, like, this 9-4-11 or this 4-5-11 is also really good for red, because you just have the best wheat and ore, and, like, look how much sheep is going to be in blue's hand. He's just flooded with sheep. So I thought that, red had some good outs here. And instead, red takes our 5-10. And, guys, like, this isn't even good for red. This is just objectively bad. He could have gone 4-5-11, get more wood, go down to this 8-10. Like, I'm probably gonna be... People are gonna be trading bricks, maybe. I might. I don't know. But he decides to play OWS. He says he thinks that he needs the sheep. But if he was gonna do this, why didn't he just go 8-10? I thought that he might go 8-10, and in which case this is really good for us, because this open of this center of the board is just open, and if we can wrap around this 11 with this much wheat, the 9 and the 4, like, I was thinking, like, we should be able to get cities pretty quick. I was thinking, like, if red goes 8-10, maybe we can come back for this, you know what I mean? Don't point towards it, because it just incentivizes red to take it, maybe we can come back from this, we get the 5-10, like, it's really good, guys, right? Like, wrap this 11, go like that, take longest road. But red decides to just completely nuke both of our games here. And we roll a 6 to start, we roll a 10, and we just say, like, when you get plowed like this, you're kind of, like, want to play into it, like, oh my god, woe is me, like, this is so bad, and I just drop the 2 roads immediately. I just, like, send a message to the board, like, I just got plowed, I'm going for the center, I'm getting my compensation, like, I'm not holding the roads to try to, like, road settle, I'm not even trying to trade, the roads for, like, maybe a sheep or something that I need, like, and this is part of the way that you play the game, right? It's like, are you offering trade? You know what I mean? Socially. Like, I just dropped those 2 roads immediately as soon as my turn started, because I'm kind of trying to send the message, like, like, I'm behind here, I'm getting this spot, don't mess with me, Next is blue's turn, and they roll a 10. We get a brick, an 8 rolls, orange drops their road. We get a wheat, which is really nice, to go with our ore, and red is trying to trade for wood. They're trying to trade for wheat. They get a wheat from blue. They port 2 of their wheat immediately for a road and drop it to the 3-1, which it's like, yeah, like, doubling the 8 is good, but, like, I don't know. Like, you can probably trade for wood on this board, man. Like, why are we porting most of our hand immediately on the first turn? Anyway, I'm just ragging on red because I didn't like what they did here. But whatever. Alright. 9 rolls. We just pass. We offer for a sheep. I'm thinking maybe we can dev. Probably we're just trying to hold the sheep. Nobody accepts. A 7 gets rolled. They ask for wood. I say 0. Everyone says 0. And, the 4 gets blocked because, as the same in last game, with the 10, like, the 4 is the best ore, and it's an early blocking target, especially if only 2 people are on it. And this 11 is going to give us a huge advantage again. Alright. Blue ports 4 sheep, which they decided they wanted super badly, right? Like, taking this setup, and builds a road. 4 is rolled, but it's blocked, thank goodness. Really slowing down orange, who at this point I think is our biggest competition. I mean, I honestly don't think, like, blue and red are doing anything in this game. Like, okay, blue gets, like, all of these settles. What do they have? Just a bunch of sheep or just a bunch of sheep. Like, they can fight for road. Red can, like, buy devs and fight for road, but, like, if you look at Orange's production here, they're just gonna outproduce Red on ore, and, you know, they have the 3 to road settle. They're just in a really good spot here. 4 rolls again, thank God it's blocked. A 10 rolls, we can't really do anything. I offer, like, these for any card because, you know, if anyone offers, like, wood or sheep, I'm just gonna snap accept. No one goes for it, though. Another 3 rolls. Our hand's, like, completely stuck here, and everyone has brick, so the 3 isn't really a tradable roll for us. But luckily, a 6 rolls, so now we can at least drop a road to get under. And Orange builds a settlement. Another 4 is blocked. Insane. Red wants a wood, and I offer, like, 2 bricks, thinking maybe they can 4-1 or something if they want to. They don't say anything. And Red doesn't give us the trade. I am just, like, offering random cards here, you know, 2 for sheep, just trying to get my settle. There's a good amount of sheep on the board. This is why our setup is also pretty good, is because, you know, when there's this much sheep, 3, you know, 2 red hexes of sheep and another big number, you don't really need it that badly. I mean, I would have liked to road settle on the wheat port. Anyway, we get our sheep, we get our settle, and at this point, you know, like, any wheat roll and an 11 is a city. So we get a 6. Blue tries to trade their wheat for wood, but I don't really want it at this point. Like, I'm down to just drop the road. The wood is, like, kind of more valuable than the wheat right now. I get stolen from, probably because Orange wants the wood. Yep, they needed the wood to get their road settled, so they stole it from us. Good play from them. And, you know, interestingly, Orange doesn't just take the road settle on the wood port there. I don't know about that one, Chief. I think, if Orange had done that, it would have been pretty hard to stop, doubling their 3. Anyway, Orange just drops a road. They ask for the wood. Orange says okay. I say 0. I say he has. And so this is the point where, like, you know, I'm gonna start using the fact that Red plowed me early game, you know, like, I didn't say anything when Red did it, right? I just stayed quiet. I went for my big spot, you know, to say, like, okay, maybe I still have a game. But now that Red robs me here, after I say, like, that I have 0 wood, which is what he's asking for, and Orange is clearly in a really good spot and has way more cards than me. Maybe Red was looking for, like, the ore or the wheat, but I don't think he knows that we have the ore, because it's been a long time. And I say, you know, like, Red gives the brick and gets the wood from Orange, which is, like, what Orange needs. Also, you know what I mean? Like, Orange loves this trade, because, like, look how much wood they have. They're just set up for the road settle now. Red gets their settle. We hit a 6. I say, Red, you're really doing your best to make me lose, huh? And, you know, I'm not, like, threatening anything. I'm just saying, like, that sucks. You know what I mean? And it does. Like, it's like Orange is clearly in a good spot. So, like, this is table talk, guys, but it's the thing you want to do when you're table talking is you want to make it sound reasonable. You know, like, you're telling a story about, like, what's happening on the board, blah, 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 and you get people on your side. And you'll see that that's important later this game. So, you know, we hit a nice little 4 roll. The problem is that it's already, like, so much better for Orange. And Orange is trying to trade, but everyone just says no immediately, and Red says this, that Orange is leading, which they are. I say, like, it was like a 1-on-3 of him, but all good. I think it might have even been more than that. I don't know. I'm not going back. Orange road settles. I'm not complaining here. I'm just saying, like, literally things that were true. Like, it was a 1-on-3, and I'm saying it's all good. You know what I mean? And then I'm saying, like, the plow, ... He says the plow, right? Like, so he knows what's up. You know what I mean? Like, he knows that this, I don't know. He said, I thought I couldn't give you all that. Like, so immediately I pick up on this and I'm like, he's not even sure that he made the right decision. And the reason why he's not sure is because it's the wrong decision. And I thought the A10 was so good for you. Maybe I should have, right? And now, like, he said, I needed the sheep, you know? And, like, now another 11 rolls. And in this little conversation where I've been, like, you know, just like, oh, that plow sucked so much, and like, why are you robbing me? And right, and I'm not being mad, I'm just sad. Oh, I'm a little sad. I just dropped my city on the 11. I'm a little sad boy. But now everyone's talking about orange already, and I'm still saying like the 8-10 to the 9-10. He's saying, you know, the 5-10. I said now both of our setups are bad. I say it's GG. I say OJ beats you on ore and me on roads. So I just say, it's all good. Let's just focus OJ now. He asks for wood. I say no. Orange says okay, but, you know, this time, they just robbed them. Right? And so, this is how you table talk, guys. This is how you do it, right? Like, don't be mad. I'm saying, like, we have a person who's just destroying us. I make them a target. I say it's GG, blah blah blah. You plowed me. Oh, so bad. You know, I say like I'm saying like you shouldn't be robbing the person in first. This is all true. Also, you know, we dodge a rob. We've got our 3 ore. We just need a 9, and we're cooking, guys. And lo and behold, our 9 rolls, and this is huge for us, guys. Right, like. You know, Red is still saying, like, I hear you, right? Like, we've got Red on our side still as we drop our next city. We're just in a really good spot now. Red is still kind of on our side, or is at least pretending to be on our side. And 8 Blue is trying to trade, but no one has anything that they need. Orange uses a knight and robs us, which makes sense. But we hit another 10. We hit a 6. Red is trading with us. Wood that he needs to road. I'm just, like, trying to diversify my hand. I'm thinking, like, if another 6 rolls, like, 2-3, down to this 3-1, settle there, and get a 3-1. I'm continuing this story that, like, orange is the problem. I offer, like, you know, I'm trying to get sheep, and, you know, orange accepts this sheep trade, and, yeah. So, let's see what that does for him. Yeah, orange is just, like, accumulating cards here, I guess. They're looking for, like, the 3-1 port for the city, aren't they? Yeah, that's what they're looking for. They're also maybe, yeah, thinking, like, they can just roll a 4, drop 3 roads, and that they're in a really good spot. I kind of like that trade from orange there. But, it also benefits us and just allows us to use our cards when we have so much production. We have so much production. We have the double wood brick. We have this 11 roll, which is basically always going to be cities with the amount of wheat we have. We can just city and drop 2 roads to win very, very quickly, you know, with 111. And 7 rolls, and orange has to discard like 2 roads, which is brutal, and they don't even get the 3-1 for the city, so that wound up being really good. We get stolen from, though, which makes sense because we're just on 6. But now we roll a 7. But now orange rolls a 7, and we have no cards. So red gets stolen from. We hit a 10. We hit a 6. And here, I just decide to drop both the roads. And what I'm thinking here is, okay, well, I really want this 3-1. I don't think that blue actually has the plow here, although, you know, they could trade with orange for it. So maybe that was an oversight by me. But I'm thinking, like, even if blue comes back here, which I don't know if they even really want to do. I think they kind of want to double this 8 and double this 5 just to get their sheep rolling. But, you know, like, who knows what blue's thinking with this setup. And even if I get plowed here, I can still double city for the win. I can road settle for the win. And, you know, this is 4-7 roads. And orange only has this 3 of brick and no city. So I'm thinking, like, you know, can orange really muster it up here? And, you know, if you look at their hand, like, them dropping those 3 bricks there was absolutely a catastrophe for this game for them. And if they'd have held those, it could have been a very different game. But anyway, I build the 2 roads. We roll a 5. Now we just need a 10 to drop the road. And, you know, blue doesn't even try to trade for the plow here. They don't say anything in chat. You know, like, maybe they even still think that orange is the threat. But it's clearly me. 6. Orange builds their city finally. Now they just need like a 3 and they can contest road. But even if they drop 2 roads, I mean, like, I have the connect for 7. So, red is saying, like, I would have taken that 8-10, so maybe red's not on our side anymore. But we already avoided a key rob, which was game-winning. That, getting this city on the 10-3-9 instead of getting that R stolen, like, huge. So we roll a 6, and we're just thinking here, I'm probably, like, they already know what's up, you know? Like, I've lost any semblance that I had. I don't want to get plowed by blue. I'm just gonna take road, go to 0 cards, and I can try to settle in city with like a 9 and 11. There's lots of ways like I can win here. And I'm just gonna use that wood while I have it. And one thing I noticed here is, like, guys, there's only been 1 development card bought this entire game. That 4 block early has just made it so difficult for people to buy devs because they've been trying to city. And we have an enormous road city advantage already. And you would think, you know, like, with the amount of sheep on this board, that people would be buying devs a lot. But the gateway to devs is not sheep and wheat. The gateway to devs is having a bunch of ore. Like, the best dev setup, red ore, like a 4 or a 5 or a 9 of wheat, and like a 3 of sheep. That's like the ideal ratio of, like, for devs. Because you can drop cities and you can also buy devs like twice after you city your sheep roll. So that's kind of a lot of information, guys. But basically my point about that is that because the ore is so low on this board, it takes the dev setups like a really long time to win, which makes 4 cities longest road really good, right, on these sorts of boards. So what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that, like, when you're thinking about your strategy, and when I took this, right, like, what does 6-3-11 and 10-9-3 do? It's 4 cities longest road, basically, or maybe like 3 cities and an extra settle, right? Like, you guaranteed get road, you double up on this 11, you city this, right, so that this 11 is giving you cities, and you just kind of try to hit like a couple 11s and use them all for cities, and drop your roads when the 6 and the brick rolls roll, right? So I thought about what my strategy was when I made this really weird 9-3-10 pick, like way back when, you know? I gave myself an advantage on the brick so that I knew that I would get road, and I was thinking there was a good chance I'd get the 6-3-11, right? So that's just a long aside. Also, I'm thinking here is, like, I don't even really need this 8-10. Like, it would be really nice to get it, but I can just, like, wait for the 11, and I'll always have wheat to city, so. We hit a 9. An 8 rolls, giving red a bunch of wheat, which they just port for 2 devs. which I think makes sense. A 6 rolls, which is blocked, which sucks, but, you know, it also hurts orange. An 8 rolls, more wheat on the board. Blue takes a wood, and they're doubling up their 8. Orange rolls a 7 and robs us, which makes sense, but, you know, the 11's still a city, and they drop a road. They're contesting road with us. A 5 rolls, which is good, gives us the wood. Red buys a dev again. We hit a 10, which is really nice. Now we just need to manufacture sheep somehow. You know, if an 11 rolls here, I might just take the settle because it might help us get the last city to win. I try to offer trades as if they should be trading with me, but everyone just says no immediately. Blue starts an embargo against me, and I pass. A 5 rolls. That's good. Now I have the 2 roads. So now they actually coordinate the plow here, which is pretty good. But I can just extend my road 1. You know, like at any point I can add 3 roads, so it's not really like we're losing road here. A 9 gets blocked. That sucks. Another 5. And red buys another dev. So let's see what they have at this point. Ooh, 2 VPs, knight, and a road builder. Man, they're actually kind of close here. If they can just city. That's crazy. I didn't know that during the game. But we hit a huge 11. Huge. And we just drop the city. We're on 9. We extend our road. We can't get plowed. Our road can go to 10 with 1 extra road. No one's taking road from us. We can settle. We can city. There's lots of ways we can win here. We can pop. I obviously don't know that red has the 2 VPs because they haven't been blocked at all, so we haven't seen their devs. They hit the 10. I guess they're thinking that they need to stop me from taking road, but honestly it's the 11 because the 11 just allows me to city with any 4 or 9. So, yep. And blue hits the 10, I guess, because they want to block red, but hitting the 10 doesn't stop red from doing anything that they want to. Another 8 rolls. Red uses the knight and robs us. A 5 rolls. Red buys another dev, so what's red got now? They get another knight, so they just need to keep buying a knight every turn, and they should win in 2 orbits. Or 3, probably, if they can get a city. But we just decide here, you know, we can save for the settle, but we don't have the 3-to-1, so we would need, like, another brick roll and a wheat roll to get the settle. Orange can go 2 roads and plow me here. And I like just having the out to be able to settle instead of having to rely on this 11 roll, even though we don't have any ports. Like, we can hit, you know, brick, wheat, and wood to settle this. So I'd rather just protect this settle spot. Orange would have to go all the way around here to get me now, which is a lot of roads for the table to feed. So I just decide to do that instead of going to 10 roads. We roll a 9. Blue is trying to trade. Blue gets a wheat, and blue drops a city. We get a 5. We are really close now. Any wheat roll does it. Any brick roll does it. Orange drops a road, drops another road. They don't even, like, ask to be fed here. I think, yeah, I mean, blue could have given them a road, and red could have also given them a road. So, table should have fed road to them there, but, they don't. We hit a 6. They use their road building, and, there's a possibility here that they could have maybe... Could they have connected and, like, they could have tried to, like, get a trade for the ore or something, I don't know. But red was actually pretty close there. And they settle for 8, thinking that they can just take army, but it's too late. And we just win. It's a GG's. And that's a GG's, and, you know, what red did here, like, imagine if red had had this 8-10. They could have had 8-10 to 9-10, probably. or like 4-11-5 to 5-10 to 8-10. You know, like they could have had even 8-10 to 9-10. They could have had a much better setup, and red might have been able to win here. You know, if they'd have played a little differently, um, and we capitalized on it. We got the middle of the board. We hit like a couple of these 11 rolls. You know, these 3-11s, like it was only 3, but that's 3 cities, and that's all we needed. And you know, it wasn't really like we were super favored on the cards here. So just a good setup for this board. And that's how you like evaluate a board, right? Like you evaluate that the brick is really valuable, that the ore is really valuable, and we took a setup that has a ton of brick and ore. And that's how you win. GG, y'all, and I'll see you in the next clip here.